my god, guess what, you guys? I'm engaged. Hey, yo, girl's engaged. If you haven't already seen, it has been already posted on social media, but yo girl got engaged and proposed to on December 14th, 2019. And so if you didn't know, now you know. So pretty much that is just the exciting news that literally just happened this past Saturday. And to be honest, you know, that was just the greatest way to end 2019 and just be another amazing and great chapter within my life. And the fact is that words still cannot be described. I just still on cloud nine. I'm still letting it kind of like all sink in. But the fact is that it happened, and I'm so grateful and I'm so fortunate to be able to find somebody that I do want to spend the rest of my life with. And so pretty much I just wanted to kind of get into the juicy details. I've been getting a lot of questions asked, you know, so it's just so exciting. But honestly, all the support and love that we've gotten from everybody, like our friends, family, coworkers, you know, just everybody that we've known. It's just the amount of people who support us, who are so happy for us, like, it's unreal. That feeling is so unreal. It's out of this world, and it's just undescribable, to be honest. But, you know, that's why I'm here. I'm ready to give all the juicy details of how it happened, how the proposal went down, the video that was taken, even just a little backstory on, like, you know, how we met. So let's go ahead and get into the details, guys. So a lot of questions that people have been asking me is, how long have we been together for? So we officially met in February of 2017, and we became officially boyfriend and girlfriend in May of that year. So pretty much it's been 2.5 years, but officially, like I said, when we became boyfriend and girlfriend, our 3rd year anniversary will be this May. The next very popular question is, how did we meet, or where did we meet? So yo girl actually met him on Bumble. So hey, just so you know, Bumble shout out there, sponsored my wedding. Okay, thank you very much. No, I'm kidding. Actually, not really, because yo girl has expensive taste, man, for weddings. Like, if you want to sponsor me, that's fine. I'd be more than happy. But no. But anyways, so pretty much we did meet on that app, and it was just so crazy because about 3 years ago, you know, Tinder was a big thing, then Bumble kind of came along after that. And pretty much, you know, being on a dating app, it was still kind of sketch and skeptical, and no one was really having like their success stories of being in a relationship or whatever off of those apps. But to be honest, so I gave it a try. I started to date a little bit, and pretty much the rest was history. And the fact is that my fiance does know this, but I was only on the app for, you know, like a couple weeks, and he was one and the only one that I actually officially went on a date with, like in person. You know, like I matched with a bunch of other people and had, like, you know, those side conversations, but he was the first one that I officially said yes to go on a date with. And honestly, we hit it off really well, and it just kind of just started to become something. And I was just, you know, going with the flow of things, and to be honest, we were both on the same page. He wasn't sure what he was looking for either, and he was just kind of just wanting to have fun and enjoy life, you know, feel things out, because it was so great that neither of us put pressure on trying to like solidify something. So that is how we met. We met on Bumble, and we became one of those, you know, success stories from it. Alright, so now here is the juicy part of it, where I'm going to show you the video of how he proposed. So pretty much I'm gonna look at it here and kind of like narrate, but I'll also put it up on like the screen here as well too, so you can see it. But honestly, let's just watch the very, I don't know, I think it's a very awkward video, but it's okay, you know, it's in the moment. So let's watch it. So pretty much at this point, I wanted to take a photo, obviously. I had no idea what was going on, and I was like, kind of like, wait, why are we taking a video? But I want to take a photo, right? So that's kind of like how it started out. And on my face, I don't know if you can see, but I'm like so confused. And when he pulled out the ring, I have no idea like what to say at all, to be honest. It's pretty funny, and I'm like kind of in that awkward phase where I'm just like laughing because I'm awkward, and then like I'm literally like petting my dog so hard right now because I just didn't know what to do with my hands. So it's just so funny. But and then I think it finally like resonated with me that he was proposing, and I don't know, the fact that like I said yes, but I was like, yeah. But anyways, that was it. And I finally, you know, like kind of came to like reality, I guess it was. I don't even know how you want to say it, but I eventually, you know, like told him that I loved him and everything like that. But honestly, I was just shocked, like stunned. I didn't know what to say, and I was just in that, you know, that you could just tell on my face that I didn't even know what to do, to be honest. So as you saw in the video, we were at Iron Mountain, and pretty much just a little backstory on that. That was where our first date was. So when we first went on our first official date, he took me to Iron Mountain. We went to go get some food afterwards, and then after that, he took me to the La Jolla Comedy Club, and pretty much we literally spent the whole entire date together, and that was our first official date. So going back to this video and the proposal, so that's why he decided to do it at Iron Mountain. And not only was it just us two, it was two of our other friends, Charlie and Carrie, who came with us. And to be honest, no one gave it away. No one. Like, I thought it was just a normal hike, a normal day, and that, you know, we were just out and about trying to get some exercise. But little did I know it was a proposal. And that goes into my next thing too, where like I had no freaking clue. I had no idea. And the fact is that everybody kept it like a great secret, and no one spoiled it. And that's why I think I was just even so much more shocked in that video. Or like, I didn't know what to say. Obviously, like I was just so awkward, but I had no idea. It was just something where it was super cute, super thoughtful, but at the same time, yeah, I'm just, quite honestly, I guess I'm an awkward person when big things like this happen. So that was like my raw, real reaction. And no, it's just like funny to look back on the video now, but it just makes another great memory, and that's something that we'll always have forever to share. Now I'll give you like a little bit of backstory of pretty much like the week prior to kind of what happened up until the actual proposal date. So on this same day of the proposal, we actually already pre-planned to have a Christmas party at our house with all of our friends. So my boyfriend at the time pretty much was like, hey, let's go on a hike before our party. And I was like, what? Why? I was like, I don't really want to go on a hike, because I was like, I want to, you know, kind of just chill, relax before everybody comes over, because, you know, I don't want to be all tired and groggy. And so he kind of like dropped that whole hiking thing. And it was so funny because pretty much, you know, I was kind of talking to Carrie, one of our other friends who actually came on the hike with us, and I hit her up and I was like, hey, are you like planning on coming? You know, are you going to invite so-and-so, blah, blah, blah. And she kind of slid into that conversation, and she asked me, hey, Nicole, you know, like, what are you doing before your party on Saturday? And I was like nothing, maybe just like cleaning and just kind of like hanging out before everybody gets there. And she was like, well, she's like, it's going to be nice. Do you want to maybe like go on a hike or something like that? And I literally responded to her, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, that's so crazy. I was like, that's such a coincidence. Jay just asked me if you wanted to go hiking too. I was like, well, if you want to go too, we might as well, you know, just go on Saturday. Literally had no clue that those two things and those two scenarios had correlated with each other. I literally just straight up thought that my boyfriend at the time wanted to go hiking, and then now one of my great friends wanted to go hiking at that time. So I was just like, okay, cool. If two people want to do it, I'm not going to be the part of people who are saying no. So as we closer to Saturday, I still was just thinking it was a normal week. And so when we get there on the hike, everybody acted so normal. Like, no one acted out of place, no one seemed like really weird or anxious, and no one ever gave it away. And that is why I had no clue. We literally were hiking for probably an hour, and everything was just like normal. It was just like something where I was like, okay, cool, just another day, another hike, out getting exercise. You know what I'm saying? So it was just, everybody was just so themselves. There was just no way that I would have known. So that is pretty much how it kind of happened the week prior to the proposal date. You know, obviously wanted to know more of the details and like who knew, like, where did you hide the ring, when did you start like planning everything, you know, because like, you know, you just get so excited after like all of it sinks in. You're just like, oh my gosh, I now want to know the details, and how did I not know or just have any inkling whatsoever. And so he told me that he started planning for this, and started like kind of researching and trying to like pick out a ring back in October. And so then obviously like a couple months passed, and then in December he proposed. So he started to kind of work on the ring, and then once he bought it, he actually told me that he hid the ring in the garage in a toolbox, because if he were to hide it anywhere else in this house, I would have found it. Like, I would have, like, by far found it, probably. But he knows me too well, and the fact is that he knows your girl ain't gonna go into a toolbox to go try to fix something. Like, that's just not my forte. And he knows that. So that's why it was so funny. So he hid it in there, and then he did tell, you know, like, only a couple people pretty much. But the one big thing, too, is that he ended up asking and calling my dad for approval, and he was like, I just wanted to ask for your permission that I want to go ahead and, you know, marry your daughter, and he's going to propose sometime this week, which was like something that I didn't even think, you know, that he was going to do. And, you know, it just was one of those things that just tied all together and be a nice thing to hear that, you know, he asked my dad for approval, which was like by far super sweet. So after that proposal had happened, and like I said, it was on the same day as our Christmas party that we were having at our house with our friends, it was really nice too, because I think it was pretty much really well planned out. And I do commend him a lot for that, because it was really nice to be surrounded by all our friends just a couple hours after that, and just, you know, getting all the love and support, congratulatory and champagne and all of that stuff. Like, it was just so great to kind of have like a smaller like engagement party a couple hours after it had happened, you know. So just the timing of everything was just perfect. And that is pretty much how certain things like had went down, and just what I found out after the fact of all of this happening. And lastly, the other question that I have been getting a lot to is, how did you know that he was the one, or did you know that he was going to be the one? So, did I know he was going to be the one? No. To be honest, I had no idea. I was just kind of going with the flow with it when we were in that dating process and dating phase. And so, I think it was the turning point. I can't give like an exact date or time, you know, or anything like that of when I thought he was like the one. It was just kind of all the things that eventually, you know, like led up to it. So, you know, it was just after the years that we've been together, it was just the fact that we complement each other so well, and we just are great partners. And the fact that like he will do anything in his power to make me happy, like that's where he gets his happiness from. Like, he's happy because he can make me happy, and he really respects me as a person. We have the greatest trust in one another, and the fact is that loyalty and trust, and the fact that like we are great partners where we are each other's equal. Like, it's not just one person does everything and the other person doesn't, you know. We complement each other in so many of those like great facets, that I think that's when I realized that he was the one for me. And whenever that proposal came, it didn't even have to be this year. You know, I could have even waited a couple years, or, you know, I wasn't in any rush, because I was just so happy where we were within our lives, at the fact that I had all of this and found all of this in this person. It was just something that I knew that this was my forever person, you know. And it's been one of those things where I've never been able to say that before, and a lot of people have known my past and my past relationship. None of those have ever amounted to the type of relationship that we have now. And that's one thing too, where I look back on it, and I look back on our relationship, and I reflect on it a lot too, and I just know that I am so grateful that I found somebody like this. And I feel like a person like him and our relationship is out there for everybody. And that's why I don't think you should ever settle in any relationship that you're in, because there is going to be that person out there for you who will be your better half, who will be your equal, who will treat you like a queen. And that's what every woman needs in their lives, is to have that type of support system and that type of rock and foundation. Because if I can find it, I know that it is definitely out there for others. You just cannot settle, and you need to know what you deserve as a person. You need to have those standards, and you need to know exactly how to be a partner with each other and live life without putting too much pressure on the relationship, and just let things kind of like flow, to be honest, because I've always told everybody that I never ever have to really tell him what to do. Like, he knows the right things to do. He knows what it takes to make me happy. He knows all those things without me really having to like say it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just knows that this is who I am as a person, and he knew what he needed to do in order to kind of like step up to be my partner, and I knew exactly what I needed to do on my end to step up to be also his partner. And I'm just very, very, very grateful to have found him, and I know it's just exciting. Like, oh, it's gonna be a great, engagement. And the fact is, like, we don't have a date yet. We'll see what happens. It might happen in 2021. It's just kind of going with the flow with it, and there is honestly no pressure at the end of the day. So anyways, I'm going to close out this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that, you can find your person out there as well too. And the fact is that I hope everybody, and I wish everybody the most happiness for the next new year of 2020. And the fact that I just am so excited for my engagement and what else is in store for us to come. So I do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next week's video. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.